The Kaduna State Government has joined the global community to commemorate the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. This year's event was organized in partnership with organizations of persons with disabilities and supported by PLAIN through the Better Nigeria campaign. The day highlights global efforts to promote inclusion, accessibility, and equal participation of persons with disabilities. In Kaduna, government agencies, disability groups, and development partners gathered to renew their commitment to building an inclusive society, especially in the education sector. Relwan Lawal Abdullahi, President, Persons with Physical Disabilities in Nigeria, had this to say.
Actually, International Day for Persons with Disability is a very important day to us because that is the day we reflect. We see the challenges and the progress of persons with disability across the state, across the national, across even local government level. It's always the day that we sit with policymakers, development partners, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders to see how we can put us together to address the issue of discrimination, issue of stigma, issue of policy, issue of implementing disability law, and other things that has to do with inclusion. So actually the day is always a day, like a festivity day for us. It's too unique. That is why you see in a day like this, you'll be able to meet a lot of people who you have not come across for a quite long time. So it's a very significant day for us. It's a day that we always lay our hands on it to see that we move the issue of disability inclusion forward.
Development partners at the event emphasized the need for stronger investment in inclusive education and sustained collaboration between government and the disability community. Explaining further, Dr. Grace Bila, consultant on inclusive education at PLAIN, said,
Today we are marking the International Day for Disability. You know that the Disability Day for Disability is on the 3rd of December, but celebration can continue up to 16th of December. And that is why we're here now. We are in this session to continue to advocate for for inclusive education. Kaduna State Government in particular is doing very well in assimilating the principles of inclusive education and also in the implementation of the disability law, which give the rise to every child to be educated and be educated in an inclusive quality education. So we are here today to herald all that PLAIN as an interventory body is doing to ensure that inclusive education is entrenched and sustained in Kaduna State.
School governance structures are also vital in promoting inclusion at the community level, ensuring that children with disabilities are fully supported in their learning environment. Dr. Mohammed Lawal Ibrahim, the chairman, SBMC Kaduna State, also said,
our various communities, because with advocacy, most of our committee members are a bit reluctant. So we want to educate them on the importance of really bringing persons with disability into the school system. They have the right, it's their legitimate right to be in school. So we are advocating this so that they be part of the school system. They don't have to be segregated. The schools are made in such a way that they can be part of the school system. It is very important for the religious leaders, traditional leaders to understand this. And we have been doing that for quite some time. And it is also our role to ensure that not only coming to the school, but also retention in the school, so that when they're in the school, they are there until the end of their period. So we are doing as much in that regard. And we are also assisting not only in enrollment, but in also monitoring and evaluating what is happening in the school system. These persons with disability inclusive. We are trying as much as possible to see how stakeholders can come in the provision of facilities, infrastructure, and even technology.
For the Kaduna State Disability Affairs Board, the observance of the day provides an opportunity to evaluate progress made and call for deeper involvement of persons with disabilities in state-level decision-making. Rekia A. Umar, Executive Secretary, Disability Board, Kaduna State, said the day is key to disability issues and bringing it to the forefront.
International Day for people with disability is very important because it marks an active and effective thing that one has to look at it, because they have a time that they celebrate. And it is very good for everybody to hear them, because actually there is ability in disability. This day is very good for people to see and even think of these people, to assist them where necessary, not to give them some funds or support them with anything, but to educate them, let them have the knowledge and be free to move with anybody, no stigmatization. They should be inclusive in all activities. Let's say, even if they are sharing some things, let's say ideas, allow them to speak so that they will say out their mind.
Rakia A. Umar, Executive Secretary, Disability Affairs Board, Kaduna State. The State Universal Basic Education Board also highlighted key initiatives undertaken to improve access to learning with disabilities across public schools. Esther Jipchi, Director, Special Programs, SUBEB, said SUBEB has done so much and highlighted what SUBEB is doing in those areas.
So what SUBEB is doing in the area of inclusion is to ensure that, number one, that every child living with disability is enrolled in school. So we conducted an enrollment campaign through creating awareness to the parents and the communities, and we're able to enroll over 3,000 children living with disability. So that is one achievement that SUBEB has done that is so great for the year 2025. And then again, what we do is to train teachers on inclusive pedagogy. That's how to handle every child with disability, just especially on the foundational level. It cannot be like we're expecting in a very huge amount of it, but that in the foundational level, the teacher should be able to accommodate, manage every child that has disability in the class, whether it is learning disability, physical disability, or impairment, or whatever. So we're training teachers to be able to manage them. Another thing that SUBEB is doing is to ensure an inclusive environment for every child that is in school, using the braille, using space where people can easily move, and then other teaching and learning materials that are inclusive, so that every child that is in school will be able to not only be in school, participate and achieve in school. So these are some of the things that SUBEB is doing. We actually have a national policy on inclusive education. So for us in SUBEB, we're trying to domesticate this policy to make it work for us in Kaduna State, and also to develop a framework that will address the issues that are in the policy. So we're also collaborating with partners. You can see our collaboration with Plain, Site Savers, UNICEF, and even individuals to provide assistive devices. UBEC is actually supporting SUBEB with assistive devices, which are, of course, not enough. So we are partnering with people like the partners and individuals to ensure that we have at least, if not 100%, we have a good percentage of assistive devices to support learning for the children with disability.
With strengthened collaboration among government, development partners, and disability organizations, Kaduna State is taking meaningful steps toward a more inclusive future, one where persons with disabilities can participate fully and without barriers.